My spirit guide.
Hello, I'm your spirit guide.
Are you doing like a speakerphone kind of deal?
Oh, no, I'm, there's not a lot in my room right now, so it's a little echoey. Sorry about that.
Is this Alex?
Yes, it is.
Oh, you always have different usernames.
Yeah, I changed it a lot, just, for it's all about comedy. Good comedy. Alex won the comedy award.
Dude, good comedy.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Been busy, kicking ass. Derek's got a second story on his Terraria here.
The house is looking good.
Yeah. Thank you. I like to keep it, quaint, like Asian country style.
Ooh, okay, I like it.
Like when you see the buildings in North Korea, they're all very symmetrical and well placed. That's how I like to. This is like North Korea I'm building here.
Yeah,
it's all very uniform.
Exactly.
I like it.
And look at this dirty American trying to infiltrate my border. Come in here.
Get him out of there.
I will destroy you with a wooden sword. And my North Korean might. I'm sorry, what?
Show him what happens when he tries to cross the glorious leader.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I turn my back, pretend like I'm not paying attention, sneak attack.
Sneak attack. Turn my back, sneak attack. That rhymes.
How do you like that? If you don't like it, I don't care, because I don't give a fuck about...
How far have you got, Derek? It sounds like you played this game like quite a bit.
I've played it for maybe 5 days.
Oh, okay, all right.
I got it at the beginning of this week. I only have one other world that I've set up, and then I just started this one just for this stream right here.
Oh, nice. I played this a long time ago, and I got like really, really into it, and did a lot of exploring. I checked out other different biomes. Like I found the meteor. And
nice.
Made like the meteor armor and stuff and the gun and things like that. But then I just kind of stopped, and then they kept updating and adding more bosses and things, and I just didn't play anymore. But there's, if you go as far as you can in either direction, there's a dungeon that you can explore, and in order to enter it, you have to defeat this like gatekeeper out front. And if you get in there, there's like all sorts of awesome things you can get out of there. Like you can get like bookshelves.
Oh, wow. Yeah, in my other world, I tried to circumvent the globe. I wanted to see if I could just walk in one direction and come back, and I've yet to been able to do it. Yet to be able to accomplish that goal.
Wow.
Yeah, there's...
Because I always hit a haunted forest on one side or the other, and it's just impossible for me to get through.
Too many monsters?
Yeah, the haunted forest has these things like called soul eaters that... I mean, they live up to the name. They're fucking bitches.
That's like some Harry Potter shit.
It's some fucking Harry Potter shit.
That's some Dementor kind of... What do you gotta do to combat a Dementor? Don't you have a Patronus or something?
Yeah, you gotta whip it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Get that Patronus out, and then you show him who the boss is.
That's cool, though. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can find that dungeon on this
Another interesting thing about if you go down, you can find a couple different things once you start digging down. One is you can find mushroom forests, which there's like glowing soil, which is nice because you can actually once you go down a certain depth, you can start planting mushroom forests if you dig up the soil and then replant it.
Oh, cool! I have found those on my other game. Found one of those.
Yeah, you can replant those, and then the other thing is you can actually hit hell, which is lava and demons everywhere, and you can mine hellstone, which gives you some of the best items.
Hellstone?
Yes.
Nice. I heard, though, that you should wait to go to the underworld until you're pretty leveled up.
Yes, that's absolutely true. I mean, until you find, all the max health increases and things like that, because you can make potions and things, and there's one that makes you immune to lava, and you just kind of need that, because if you fall in lava, you're pretty much dead. I mean, you just instantly die. But if you...
Instant death.
It's instant death. If you find these obsidian skin potions, you can swim in the lava and harvest the hellstone and stuff. But I mean, there's a lot. When I played, months and months and months ago, there was a lot in this game, and I didn't even do it all. But
from I looked up some trailers online, and there's crazy bosses, and I saw people with insane weaponry and jetpacks and stuff.
Oh yeah. There's all sorts of cool stuff, and it's a little more RPG-ish than Minecraft, and I think, honestly, Minecraft started to take some, hints from Terraria and some of the stuff that they did, especially with the enchanting and things, because you can end up doing all that sort of thing in this, and they did it first. So this is, I think, Ends up being a little more like exploration and RPG based than Minecraft, which is a little more like creative and construction based. But it's really cool. Like I really enjoyed what I played, and I only fought probably 2 of the bosses, and they were insanely hard. Like
I bet, yeah. Everything I've
ridiculous.
seen and all the advice I get is like fight the bosses with a friend.
Oh yeah. You really well. It's actually kind of funny because my friend invited me to his server, and he had done like everything at that point. And I went in, and he's like, "Oh, if you want anything, just go ahead and take something out of the treasure chest." And I look in, there's like the best weapons in the game and the best armor in the game, and all these crazy swords and stuff. And I'm just like, "Can I just take some of this?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So that made the bosses a little easier, but not by much.
Nice.
So co-op actually adds to the I guess the ease of it. It doesn't, when you go in with a second player, it doesn't beef up the difficulty?
I don't think so, because the Guardian of the Dungeon is still I believe that one's still just as hard, because I remember it being easier with more people than just by myself. So I don't think it's the level scale for the enemies, but I don't know that for sure. Anyway, I wanted to.
Do you find? Hold on, we'll get.
Yeah. Okay,
do you find it? You've played online with some friends before.
Yes.
Do you find it easier to go through?
I haven't fought any bosses with any friends, and usually, they don't get in the way. They help out. What happens is we get into a gnarly situation, and then they'll die, and then you're just left by yourself.
Alex, the bosses you've seen, are they significantly bigger than the sprites?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I've seen videos of bosses that are huge.
Oh really?
Derek, have you found the corruption yet? Like when the sky turns that weird color and like the ground gets all like corrupted and weird and like gross.
Sounds like hack anime.
Like a purple forest.
Yes, and like there's things that sort of like fly around. They look like little bacteria that like try and attack you. Have you seen that?
No, not really. I don't think.
Okay, basically there's this thing called corruption, and it is just like really like there's thorny growths that like hurt you when you walk on them. It's like purple. Oh, that's the haunted forest? Okay, people are saying that I'm talking about the haunted forest. I called it corruption. But basically, when you dig down, you can find these shadow altars. And when you sacrifice things on these shadow altars, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a giant worm, like a sandworm comes out. And it's like probably like the length of 2 screens long, like in the entirety of 2 screens. And it just comes out of the ground and starts like attacking you. And it's insanely difficult. It's super hard. Because it can burrow through, so it can just come out of the ground, attack you, and then go back into the ground. So, yeah.
Seems pretty gnarly. I think I saw a video of that in the trailer.
Seems terrifying.
Yeah.
I think this is a satanic game.
I think this is a very satanic game.
I don't think...
The Christian inside of me is offended.
Yeah. You have a Christian inside you?
Yeah, I ate him.
Oh, shit.
Fuck, these fucking jungle slime.
Hey, Alex, can I play a song for you? I just wrote this song. I want you to tell me what you think about it.
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go. Rufio and I don't speak. Rufio and I don't speak. Rufio and I. Rufio and I don't spend as much time together as we used to. Rufio and I don't. Rufio and I don't spend as much time together as we used to, and I guess it just really rains on parade. I'm done. What do you think?
That sounded real good. That sounded real fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just some tracks I've been working on, some beats and stuff. You know, I like to keep DJ disc jockey in practice, and I like to use, I like to sample from all over the web, all kinds of places.
Oh, all sorts of interesting voice samples. It keeps it interesting.
find some iron. You know what? I'm gonna explore in the
We're looking
direction.
for iron.
I'm gonna see what the other direction it has to offer. I know there's a jungle to the left.
Guys, right. He knows there's a jungle. So, Alex, you had a real reason you wanted to call. Thank you for putting up with everything.
No, it's fine. Honestly, I like talking about Terraria. I haven't played it in a while, so it's fun to see other people kind of experiencing it too. So, but yeah, I was going to say...
Derek's looking for some iron, so...
I found some copper.
Yes.
You found some copper? Damn.
Derek,
I'll help you find some iron. Hold on just one sec. All right, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Alex.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, Derek, there's floating islands in the sky, and if you find those, they're a source of gold, iron, silver, all the precious metals. Oh, so if you build a bridge, basically if you build like a pillar going up, and then you just kind of build left to right, you should find a floating island eventually. You'll see the vines hanging down from it, and they're always a really rich source of silver, copper, iron, any of those metals. So you can
floating vine island, dude.
Good to know.
You can also find artifacts on there, like the jet boots or any of those like super rare items. You can sometimes find those.
Hey, Alex, I found some iron for Derek.
Oh, good. Well, there, it's underground. That's nice.
All right.
Good.
I learned that move from Ms. Britney Spears.
It's a good move. I was gonna ask though. So my original reason I called was, Garrett, I know that you are into, and I'm very thankful for the fact that you're very into providing voices for me.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to know where that interest came from. Like, where did you first get interested in that?
God, I've always been into video games, and later on, like in high school, or probably high school, I got into anime, and those are two things that are very heavily influenced. I guess they rely fairly heavily, especially in this generation, on voice acting.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like when the technology became accessible to me, it was like, hey, I actually own the components that can record a quality audio sample. I like acting in front of the camera. I like, I like doing stuff behind the scenes. It's almost like a mix. It's like the stuff I do behind the camera for these guys gets shown without necessarily showing me, like the Journey costume or
sure.
whatever, But
the Limbo Monster.
Limbo Monster. Yeah. But in the same respect, I guess, like, doing voice work is also a way that I can show something, but not necessarily have to be in front of the camera. I like being in front of the camera. I like acting, too. Voice acting is just a different, thing. It's a totally different feeling. It's I feel like I have more control over it because I don't let... If I show up on a set to act in front of a camera, I'm typically not the one filming it and editing it. I mean, if I'm making YouTube videos, that's whatever. But with voice acting, ultimately, especially like when you've had me do voices for your YouTube channel, I have the final say on what I email out to you. So if I'm not happy with it, I can re-record it. I feel like I have a little more control over that, and that appeals to me in a sense as well. Just to be able to do something from start to finish with my own equipment and to have total control over it, I guess, is interesting.
Sure.
That, and then I really like anime and video games and stuff, and to be able to, like, contribute anything into those realms is huge.
It's really fun, especially because you're not. One of my favorite things about it is, like, you're not really limited to what you look like, just what you sound like, because normal acting, like, it's when you're on stage or when you're on camera, it's like you're limited to what people see, and that's sort of the first impression that they get. Whereas when you're a voice for a character, you just are, the first impression they get is the character and then the voice. So there's no real kind of preconceived notions about it, which is really, I think it's one of my favorite things about it. But I definitely respect that. It's that really cool mix of being able to be both on camera and off camera at the same time.
I agree totally, and Derek just found some iron. So
there you go.
it's helpful and all. But I totally understand. It can be a bad thing too. I mean, I helped out recently with Rooster Teeth is making something called Ruby, and I did a voice in their latest trailer. And like some of the fans are very, excited. There's voices, for some of these characters, but some of them are really fucking upset. So it's I think that's the internet, but it's interesting nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's all like, since I started doing stuff on the internet, it's kind of jaded me to that sort of thing where it's just like,
oh yeah,
there's always, and I started doing it relatively recently, only about 2 years ago. And, it's just like, it all happened really fast. And it was just kind of like, either people really, really like it or they really, really hate it. And it's just kind of like, it's just sort of the state of affairs.
That's kind of YouTube mentality is pretty much split. But, I mean, even as far as like, it's your first impression of the character, it's something that gives you immediate connection to them. That was one reason why I didn't play Final Fantasy X, and it was simply because I think that was the first Final Fantasy that they had voice acting in.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
And for me, I was like, oh no, I'm against this. I make the voices in my head for these characters.
I make the voices.
Now I'm a little older, and I see I was acting like a fucking douche. Like they made a game better, but I don't know. But
I mean, there were some voices in Final Fantasy X I wasn't a big fan of. Well, but overall, I think a lot of them were very strong. I mean, Terra Strong as Rika was fantastic.
There's some cases of just plain old bad voice acting, and I may be fault for that too, just being an amateur at it. But I think there's another thing too, which for me with anime, if I've seen it for the first time in Japanese, I can never go back to watching it in English because I can't identify the character voices with the English actors if they've already been cemented as something different. The Japanese actors in this case. Absolutely.
And that's one of my, and I'm really glad you brought that up because everybody seems to have a soft spot in their heart for the G Gundam dub. And
you're going to have to repeat. You went real obscure.
Oh, no worries. Some people have a soft spot in their heart for the G Gundam dub.
I know.
G Gundam. Oh, okay.
I can't stand it. I mean, there's some good voice actors in there, but it's just, I don't like it. And because I listened to the Japanese version of G Gundam first, and so, when it was on Toonami, I was like, cool, I'll listen to it. And the whole time I'm just like, I don't really know about this.
You're not feeling it.
Yeah. It just, I mean, the G Gundam is like so over the top crazy. Like, it's like kung fu and giant robots, and with like superpowers. And everybody is just like, oh, what are you talking about? That dub is great. I'm like, no, you think the dub is great because that's the first one you watched. Like,
they have no idea. They didn't watch Gundam Wing.
Yeah, man, they don't even know. But but I totally agree with you. It's about what you experience first because that's going to be what you identify with. So oftentimes if you watch in English first, that's going to be the one you prefer. Not always, but from my experience.
When Pioneer put out stuff, man, that like Cowboy Bebop was like so good.
Me personally, I always like to see stuff the way the creator intended it.
Yeah, and that's like my kind of snobby attitude as well. But
came up with the idea.
That's how he intended it.
Yeah, whatever his decision was, that's how I want to see it.
Yes,
his or her.
Exactly. And there's actually a lot of controversy about, I can't remember her name. She changed a lot of stuff in the end of
Amanda Wynn Lee.
Yeah, she changed a lot of stuff, and people weren't happy about it.
No, people were definitely not. And she took it upon herself to cast, I don't know if she auditioned or whatever, but she was the actress for Ayanami in the English dub of Eva. Yeah. This is the, what release was this, Rocco? The U.S. manga release? Of end of Evangelion. Yeah, she changed a lot of stuff. I mean, she even changed dialogue and sound effects and stuff. Which is, like, I don't know, kind of stepping on toes, I would say.
There's a part in the English dub...
Demon Eye.
There's a part in the English dub of the end of Evangelion where someone looks up and there's a sound effect, and it's vague whether it sounds like a slap or a gunshot. it's intentionally vague. It's a callback to a certain character.
Huh.
And they leave it vague, and she went, well, obviously that gunshot sounded like shit, so we replaced it with a better sounding gunshot. Where now it is a 12 gauge shotgun going boom.
Yeah.
And it was like, that wasn't your call, asshole. Like, sorry. Anyway,
I thought she did a great job.
You're gonna steal a corn nut. Can I steal a corn nut?
Steal a corn nut. I'll invoice you later.
Oh, okay.
When
5 cents a nut.
And I totally agree with Derek that, it's about the way that the creator intended it, like they had a vision and that's how they wanted to show it, and, changing it, I mean, even though it's changing it to be more accessible to people of a different language, I think personally the subtitles are just as accessible. So that's me though.
Dude,
yeah.
You're on it. You spoke your piece, and I agree.
I did.
I agree.
Yeah.
Anyone interested? You can search Amanda Winley on Wikipedia, and they're not too favorable.
I never heard of this chick before.
She's got some haters out there on the internets, 4chaners.
Oh, she should say bye to the haters.
Say bye to the haters. Well, Alec, thank you for calling in, brother.
Yeah, no worries. I'm actually. I just wanted to let you know that
you're in LA now, right?
I just got here like 3 days ago.
You got your laptop set up and you're Skyping in, dude. You're fucking on it.
Are you calling us live from Jumbo's Clown Room?
Yes, that's.
Let's give Alex. Let's give him a round of applause for calling in. He's moved to the city of Los Angeles, city of brotherly love. Congratulations.
Oh, no, that's Detroit. Los Angeles is the city that time forgot.
We're just happy as hell for him. The city that time forgot?
Yeah, or the city that never sleeps or something. Hey. I don't know.
I just got one thing to say.
Nice.
Thank you for calling in, Alex.
All right, I'll catch you guys later.
Later, man.
Later. Bye.
See ya.
Great call.